Just hours after being notified that he is indeed the Home Depot Employee of the Month, Sami Zayn then went on to put an entire country on his back and become the champion of the United States of America. Now, if you're wondering what does putting the strap on Sami Zayn actually accomplish, what excitement does it create for the product, for the fans, for the company? The answer is quite simple. Absolutely nothing. If you're asking, does it move the needle for WWE? Does it do anything for the US Championship? The answer is no. Of course not. It's Sami Zayn. And in case you're wondering, this is the 5th different United States champion in the last 8 months. March 7th, LA Knight defeats Shinsuke Nakamura to become US champion. 43 days later, April 19, WrestleMania, Jacoby Fatu defeats LA Knight to become US champion. 70 days later, and mind you, only one successful title defense within those 70 days. And on June 28th, at Night of Champions, Solo Sikoa defeats Jacoby to become US champion. 62 days later, and only 2 successful defenses within those 62 days. On August 29th, Sami Zayn defeats Solo Sikoa to become United States of America champion. Shinsuke, LA, Jacoby, Sikoa, Samuel, 5 champions in 8 months. I'm not saying you gotta hold the title for 2 years, 3 years, even a full year. But if you're passing the championship around and around like a merry-go-round, if you're passing titles around like you'd pass herpes around, there's probably an issue. You're probably over time going to make those championships and the champions subsequently a lot less prestigious. They're not going to feel special, those title changes. The champions will be secondary. They will be an afterthought. They will be a subconscious thought because there's no relevancy. You can't just have a bunch of champions every year. The titles will be rendered meaningless. It's not good when you constantly have to ask yourself, who is the champions? I can't tell you how many times I have to think, who has the Raw tag titles? I don't know. Who's got the Smackdown tag titles? I have to give it real thought. Who's got the IC title? Who's got the US title? I gotta ask myself, who's the world champion? Don't get me started on the ladies. Is this Hunter Hearst Helmsley's long-term booking I've been hearing about? Beasley! Hey, Beasley! Hunter Helmsley's got long-term booking, man. He thinks way ahead, Beasley. And I told you, no, he does not. Look at the facts. Use your logic and common sense. This dude shows up and books for the moment. He can't spend an ounce, one iota of his day trying to be creative. You think he's thinking long-term? This dude doesn't know what's happening on Monday Night Raw. And then you see the show Unreal. WWE Unreal. And that told you everything you needed to know. There's your creative process in a nutshell. This dude doesn't know his ass from his elbow. And he's in control of creative. Let the talent run the show, basically. Let Hunter Helmsley run the show, basically. Why? Because he kissed Vince McMahon's ass and married the boss's daughter, and now he's controlling WWE? You're okay with this shit? A weak-ass WrestleMania season, a weak-ass SummerSlam season, and we got a pyro party last night for Sami Zayn winning another mid-card championship. At least it is a mid-card title. This dude for a whole year is talking about winning the world title. They used Karrion Kross, a dude that's actually over. They used him for months just to come across Sami Zayn backstage and go, "You're never going to win the big one, Sami. You're never going to win the big one, Sami." Trying to do a Rocky Balboa story, not even thinking, or maybe they don't even care, that they just did the same story. The same story with Jason Uso, Yeeterman. Having him doubt himself, and he's never going to win the real... Do you know why they had to add that into the story? Because they were trying to make Yeeterman Superman. But he was muffing up. He was botching left and right. He was winded after his dancing. 20 minutes of yeeting, and this dude couldn't perform a wrestling match. You saw the show Unreal. The suits and ties. Hunter Helmsley started questioning, "Oh, did I make the wrong decision having Uso win the Rumble?" You fucking think? Numbnuts, do you think you made the wrong decision? You took a tag team guy because he does a cute little yeet word, and all the kids dance like it's a Chuck E. Cheese, and you had him win the Rumble over CM Punk and Jonathan Cena. Then you had this dude and his little yeet word and all the kids dancing. You had him tap out Gunther in 8 seconds to his own move at WrestleMania, and you actually put the strap on Yeeterman. How did that work out? After just 2 months, you had to take it off of him because it dawned on you, oops, I guess he is just a mid-carder. I guess he is just a tag team guy. You think? So now you're going to make the same mistake with Sami Zayn. At least he is an individual wrestler. He is a singles competitor. But you're still plucking a mid-carder and trying to put a world title on him. You can't possibly go from Hulk Hogan to Stephen Austin, to a Jonathan Cena, to a Sami Zayn. That's like replacing Hulk Hogan with Tito Santana, and I like Tito, but you don't put the world title on Tito when you got Hogan, and Warrior, and Savage. And if you got Stone Cold, and you got The Rock, and you got The Undertaker, you don't put the title on Savio Vega. Now, I understand they don't really have much these days. All the top talent that should have been super over, that should have been to the next level, they like to shit on because most of them are getting over organically. But if Samuel Zayn is all we have left to put world titles on, this company is in much more of a whirl of shit than they originally conceptualized. So at least Sami Zayn got the mid-card title and not the world title. But if this is a stepping stone to WrestleMania 42 or whatever we're up to, 43, 83, if this is a stepping stone and in Vegas we got to watch Sami Zayn do the Rocky story like Jason Yeeterman just did, absolutely not. I'd have a better time chucking my dome piece through a brick wall. There is not an ounce of creativity within this numbnuts. It's Band-Aids. Non-stop brawls, non-stop rematches, non-stop new champions. Because there's your headline. It's a way to hide all of the nothingness and the fillers that are in all of these shows. But if at the end of the show, we have a new champion hoisting up that title, and in the background, all this pyro, we can call it a celebration. We can have Michael Cole or Tessa Torre say, "What a night, everybody! The landscape has changed. A new champion is crowned. A celebration is upon us. WWE is next level." Because we constantly have parties. We constantly have celebrations. We're singing along with Seth. We're yeeting with Yeeterman. We're dancing. We're celebrating new champions. We're putting smiles on kids' faces. It's amazing. WWE is Disney on ice. Skip the ice. Put in a canvas and watch the same bullshit on repeat. WWE has been on autopilot, on cruise control. And that's being generous. I would take cruise control right now. I would take autopilot. This is a shell of what World Wrestling Federation and the early days of entertainment used to be. I don't even recognize this WWE. That's how much it sucks. And I'm supposed to be excited for what? Samuel Zayn. If I walked by this dude at a Home Depot, I wouldn't give him a second look. If this is our larger-than-life world champions these days, if we have honestly gone from Hogan to Austin, Rock, Taker, even Cena, to Sam Zayn and Jason Yeeterman, that tells you everything you need to know as to why the product is in the shitter. They can record record revenue. They can talk about how business is booming financially. But when you look at all the metrics that have a direct correlation to the fans, from ticket sales to ratings to even merchandise numbers, everything across the board is down. They are very fortunate that these big conglomerates are willing to spend hundreds of millions and even billions for the product still. ESPN, Netflix. But what's happening? What's happening, right? The Foxes and all of them, and NBC Universal. They learned the hard way when they forked over so much money and they never got a return on their investment. So what happened when the USA Network, which is under the umbrella of NBC Universal, what happened when it was time to renew those rights for Monday Night Raw? They said, nah, we're all set. We ain't paying that. We still want to do some business with you, but Raw's not going anywhere but backwards. What about SmackDown? That pulls a better number. We'll take SmackDown. And they learned that it ain't much better over on the Blue brand. It ain't much better. It's all under Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and the ratings are going backwards, and this dude doesn't care to put on a good show. You already gave TKO your money. Now you got to sit back and deal with the absolute lackluster bullshit that he produces. But NBC Universal found out the hard way. And they got off the Raw bandwagon. And trust me when I say, when this Blue brand deal is done, they're done for good. Fox. What did Fox say about SmackDown? When they had the exclusive window to negotiate with WWE and nobody else could because it's an exclusivity window, they said absolutely not. Anybody can talk with WWE because we want nothing to do with them. We got zero return on our investment. We actually lost money, and we are all set. SmackDown will not be on Fox anymore. And trust me when I say, Netflix is going to opt out before the opt-out. After 5 years of this 10-year deal, they have an opt-out. Netflix is smart when they see that Helmsley is phoning these shows in, and the numbers are so bad, and they don't give a damn to put on a good show. Netflix is going to intervene. They're going to find a loophole, and Netflix will be out in 3 years, which is about 2.5 years away. 2 full years before the initial opt-out. It's going to happen. Mark those words, it's going to happen. Netflix will not put up with this bullshit. But they got hosed. They got shook down for their cash. And ESPN will find out the hard way as well. And when you run out the mill on all of these top conglomerates, eventually they're all going to run out. All of these sources of revenue, they're going to run thin and eventually out. And when all you have left is your fans, that you have neglected for years now, that you have absolutely dismissed and talked down to and degraded. If they had their valid complaints and told you, hey, we're big fans, but Mania season was not good this year, can we step it up next year? And the boss, Hunter Helmsley, says, fuck off, you're not a real fan. That's what he says. I don't know what boss of any company can tell the consumer that when they're trying to offer that valid criticism. The season sucked. Every diehard WWE fans were saying the season sucked. SummerSlam season sucked. The year is down creatively more than any year previous. And the response is, we hear you. You're not a real fan. Fuck off. Take what we're giving you. You will yeet for 20 minutes every Monday and you will like it. You will sing with Seth even though he's supposed to be a heel and you will not ask questions. We will bring in Brock to attack Cena and then you won't see him for months and you will not ask questions. We will switch a championship 5, 6, 10 times in a year and you will not ask questions. You will like it, you will clap, you will scream, this is awesome. I don't care if we put out a match for 12 times. 12 of the same matches within maybe 4 months. Rematch after rematch after rematch. You will sit there or you will stand up and you will clap vividly and you will scream, this is awesome. You will also scream, fight forever. When we crown new champions, you don't ask, wait, this doesn't make sense. Why are they a champion? You just say, you deserve it. You be a good little trained seal, and you do what you're told. Because it's WWE. We control the narrative. Helmsley loved the Thunderdome. Why? Because he got to control all of it. Got to pipe in the crowd noise, the boos, higher the volumes, lower the volumes. Control who and what was up on the screens in accordance to fans. He got to control it all. Sami Zayn wins the United States Championship. Ask yourself, man. Do you honestly, is there not a time where you have to think for a minute who is even the champion? I mean, 1 minute Shinsuke has it, the next it's LA Knight, the next it's Jacob Fatu, the next it's Solo Sikoa, the next it's Sam Zayn, and guys, there's still several months left in the year. I would not doubt for 1 second that Sam Zayn loses this title in a month or two, tops. And whoever beat Sam Zayn, I don't think they make it into 2026 with that title. Smackdown 8/29/2025, your amplified review. Channel members, salute. As you can tell, BC has had a lot of coffee, and I am nearly fully amplified. Nearly. About 75-80% right now. In a couple hours before the gym, we will be at 110% max amplification. So yeah, if you're newer to the channel, salute to you as well. This isn't even BC fully maxed. This is about 75-80% amplification. Yeah! To every single one of my channel members, salute. And I do not know exactly what I'm doing for the Clash on Sunday. I believe it's going to be afternoon because they're in Paris. So I don't know the exact time that would go live stateside. But I might do a couple of live streams, maybe a preview right before and leading into the first matchup live. And then I'll do my due diligence on my notes for the regular review. And then I might come back live for the main event of Clash. So there might be 2 live streams during the course of Clash in Paris this Sunday. And of course, afterwards, the full throttle review. So there's a lot of content coming up for Clash. This is your one-stop shop for all things pro wrestling, but especially the Clash in Paris. No need to go anywhere else, no other channel. BC's got you covered. And again, channel members, salute. I appreciate your guys' support. Top notch, always. And to all subscribers out there, man, make sure you are subscribed because the chats for the live streams will only be for subscribers, obviously. And we're probably going to set a limit, 4 or 5 weeks of subscription at least to be up in that chat. So hopefully all you guys are rocking out this Sunday, man. All right, let's get into this. Smackdown 8/29/25. Logan Paul started this show. Unhinged promo. The crowd is loud, so he's trying to be louder. Logan says he's the reason WWE cut a deal with ESPN and Netflix. Logan says you're welcome, TKO. And says it's no longer the WWE, it's WWMe. Yup, this is Friday Night Smackdown. This is what we're doing on Friday nights, man. Out of habit and hoping it gets better one day, and habit because we've been doing it since we were kids. But with lines like this, it makes you question everything. It's no longer WWE, it's WWMe. Jonathan Cena out next, probably out early to try to save this segment. It's not even Logan Paul being bad per se. The crowd is loud, that's a good thing. He's got to learn to play into that more. Instead, you can tell he's trying to just dish out everything the writers told him to say. And he's trying not to skip a beat, not to muff anything up. The crowd is rattling him, obviously. So he's trying to remember everything and shout over the crowd. Now, it doesn't help. Two things don't help Logan Paul at all. Number one, the writers, and I put that in air quotes, giving him lines like, it's no longer WWE, it's WWMe. And then the crowd, outside of the US, these crowds, they tend to just overdo it. It becomes we paid a lot of money to participate throughout the night. It's no longer a fun vibe or everybody's just having a party. They won't even let people speak and they don't care what they're saying in the promos. I kind of don't blame them because the writing sucks and there's nothing of substance in these promos. So it's almost like, hey, we might as well make a lot of noise and make it all about ourselves because the wrestling, the promos, the quote entertainment sucks. We might as well be the entertainment. We got to entertain ourselves. So I kind of understand that. But it's difficult to cut a promo in these countries when you know they don't care what you're saying. They're not even listening. They're trying to come up with their next chant. So it's hard to do, I get it. But it just comes off as forced and just not natural when Logan Paul is saying all of this. So Jonathan Cena comes out. He can control the crowd a lot better. Many more years experience, obviously. And for somebody like John Cena, any crowd kind of cares a little bit more about what he's saying. So Cena comes out, crowd loses their shit. It's not a good thing when easily your most over top star in the company is leaving in a few months. That tells you everything you need to know about Hunter Hearst Helmsley failing to create stars. And when we say, dude, LA Knight, that's not a flash in the pan. You got to push this dude. He says, what? Damian Priest? I gotcha. And instead of Priest, a couple years back winning that briefcase, he put it on, or should I say LA Knight, he puts it on Priest. Damian Priest should have been a Midcarder earning his way to that spot. He wasn't there yet. And what happened? He wins the briefcase, then he cashes in, he wins the world title. A bunch of botches. Needle goes backwards, and I like Damian, but it was clear he was not ready for the main event scene. That's why he's back in the mid-card, playing around with Aleister Black and such. For a moment, he was going to win that United States Championship. He was about to start feuding with Jacob Fatu when he was still a heel. But he had to go back to the mid-card because it didn't work as a world. We told you LA Knight. And Helmsley said, what? Damian Priest? You got it. We told you Karrion Kross organically getting over. He said, what? Sami Zayn? You got it. What? You want Brock Lesnar back? He's coming back. His 96th return. John Cena is easily the most overdue. I mean, there's no response like this. Not a Cody Rhodes, not a Yeterman. Cena then calls Paul a dollar store John Cena. He says, Logan, it's time I talk to you as a friend and you need to face the facts. You made videos of stunts and pranks when you were 12. You dropped a few diss tracks when you were 18. And now at 30 years old, when you make the front page, it's for all the wrong reasons. You claim you're an influencer, but your influence is shrinking. You're just here for a new revenue stream. You're not here to save pro wrestling, you're here to save your own ass. Cena then apologizes to a fan he supposedly insulted a while back. I guess this was a kid from Brussels. So this kid is in the crowd that he disrespected many moons back, I guess. So he goes out of the ring. He finds this kid in the front row up the aisleway. And this kid didn't care about the apology. He was just trying to get his phone to record the whole time. No, legit. Cena is trying to apologize. He's looking at this kid apologize, and the kid is on his phone. Man, how pro wrestling, how the world in general has changed. Back in my day, if Warrior, Hogan, or Taker walked up to me, I'd be in the moment, in awe. But kids these days are not even looking at John Cena when he's right in front of them talking to them. Instead, trying to get their phone to work so they can watch it back later and try to remember the moment that they completely botched. They're too occupied getting it recorded so they can watch the moment back that they wasted originally. Cena was apologizing, and this kid is on his phone. Yeah, I want my 80s and 90s back. This was so bad. We go into the first matchup of the night. Sexy Lexi Bliss defeats must-see Chelsea Green via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating Rudy Roll-Up. Post-match, Chelsea and Alba attack Bliss, and then Miss Hopalong, Charlie Flair, comes waddling down the aisle for the save. She ends up eating an unprettier. Charlie completely botches it. Completely botches the unprettier. But because it's a tape show, they didn't show the hard cam angle. Or camera B or even C. They showed I think it was D, from the aisleway. And then McIntyre cuts a promo, or Randy Orton. Both of them are in the ring. Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. McIntyre was speaking. I don't think Randy said too much. Randy said a little bit to kind of aggravate McIntyre. McIntyre sends a glass cow kiss to Orton. Orton is able to evade a... what do you call it? A Claymore. There you go. A Claymore party! Orton dips out of a Claymore, instead hitting Drew McIntyre with a DDT. Security and suits and ties are able to break this up before it became an all-out Hunter Hearst Helmsley brawl. And everyone, including Hurricane Helms, eats an RKO. The Street Profits defeat Mello Stay Missin'. They will now face the Wyatts at Clash. Tiffy time, and Jade Cargill dressing room promo was next. Jade informs Stratton that she's the number one contender. And BC's like, why? We already did. It's a face versus a face. Nobody wins in this situation. You're only going to split your audience. You're splitting your audience. But okay, you did it. Move on. Now you're talking about doing Tiffany and Jade again. I don't know what why he is fixated on making sure that nobody can truly get over organically. A face can only become a huge face if they have top heels to work with, not constantly splitting their own audience because they have to work with other faces. and splitting their own fans. And a true heel can never get to that next level of heeldom unless they don't have those top baby faces. And how many times do you see heel versus heel matches? What does that accomplish? Nothing. One heel always has to out-heel the other. Same thing with baby faces. So if you're ever wondering why it feels like no wrestler can truly get to that next level, this is why. All the females in this company, top heels, or a lot of females that should be top heels. And this is what we're getting? Multiple times? And then check this out. Oh, this is both sad and hilarious at the same time. Sad because Kiana James has a matchup with Michin. And this match is over before it even begins. The bell rings to start the match. The bell rings to end the match. Michin just does one move to Kiana James. The awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating roll-up. Man, I feel like I just saw a roll-up with the ladies not long ago. Was it Raw? Was it this week? Oh, no, wait. It was just a half an hour earlier. And this is the creative we're getting. This is their women's division. A women's match earlier that ends with a roll-up. And then a half an hour later, they're like, let's have another women's match, but let's give them no time. Let's give them no time at all. Let's just end. We'll say it's a match. We'll ring the bell. You just hit a roll-up. And we'll get on with it. We got to go backstage and do some promos. Or we got to go to an extra few commercials. So we're half an hour after just seeing Alexa Bliss roll up Chelsea Green. We see Michin roll up Kiana James. And not like, at least it was a good match. And you know what? Kiana was just exhausted. Kiana James works out. Kiana James has one heck of a body. She's a strong girl. Michin has slimmed down. Michin has become a small girl. And she just rolls up Kiana James like nothing. It's like Piper Niven. Was it this past Friday? Or was it last week? Piper Niven got rolled up by somebody half her size. Who was it? Was it little Zelina? Or was that Alexa? I think it was Alexa. I think it was Alexa, and Piper is more than 2 times Alexa's weight, and Alexa rolled up Piper. That just dawned on me, and now Alexa is rolling up. Is all Alexa does is roll every. This is all they have for the ladies, and a lot of the men's matches end with roll-ups too. There's no creativity, and people are mind-boggled when we do reviews for these shows. And we're not the beacon of positivity. What's there to be positive about? If they don't give a shit about what they're producing, why should we? I lit the bell ring. I just went to go regroup on a coffee. I come back, they're already onto a promo. I'm like, there's no way. I did not miss anything. I went to regroup. The coffee was made. I was just pouring it in. I come back. Well, on to the next. Now, this is the hilarious part, but this is also hilariously sad. You ready for this? So because I missed that, I make it a point, because I do these reviews, I want to make sure I do my due diligence for you guys. So I went to the highlights package. Before recording this, I wanted to just see it for myself. I ended up getting the result, but I wanted to see it, because I ain't going to speak on it if I didn't see it. So I check out the highlights package. You guys want to hear how hilariously sad this is? It was so quick and perhaps so damn bad, the booking and creative behind this, and again, so quick, it didn't even make the highlights package. And this was one of the official ones, like WWE or USA Network, one or the other. But whichever one I caught, it was either the official WWE or the official USA Network. It wasn't even in their highlights package. It's like it never happened. Maron. And then finally we get to the main event. And I say finally, on these shows, once I see the main event pop up, it's an out-of-body experience. It's the celebration of all celebrations. It's like Lion King, you know, where they're on the top of that really high rock. It's an amazing feeling when you know you reached the end. It's like you feel like you should be getting paid for this. Just watching the show. Not doing what I'm doing. Just watching the show. You feel like you accomplished such a hard task because it's such a chore to get through this shit. The main event. Home Depot's Employee of the Month, Samuel Zayn, defeats Solo Sikoa to become new United States champion of the United States. Anyway, Sami Zayn hoists up the title, pyro behind him. As we go off the air, Michael Cole screaming, "New champion, Wade! Oh my goodness, Sami Zayn is on top of the wrestling world!" Pyro's blasting off, and the show goes off there, and I'm thinking, well, how does this do any? What needle is this moving? Sami Zayn got a mid-card title. 5 different champions within 8 months. Yay! This is what are we supposed to do? What a show! Wow! I'm so happy for Sami! What are we gonna do, guys, on Monday or Friday or Sunday? What are we gonna do? You deserve it! You deserve it! He's held many titles in the past. Might be the first time holding this title, I understand, but he's held... What does he deserve? He's a mid-carder. He got another title when 4 other champions within the last 8 months also had that title on their shoulder. What is this accomplishing? Everybody deserves it at that. When does it end, man? What are you going to do? Are we going to pluck Johnny Gargano out of nowhere? Johnny Gargano's got all the talent in the world. Johnny Gargano, if booked properly from the jump, could have been something special. But do you pluck him from irrelevancy and just push him out of nowhere and put a title on him by the end of the year? Wouldn't make sense. You can't just chuck a championship on John Gargano the same way you can't just throw a world title or even a mid-card title right now on Tozawa. Wouldn't make sense. None of this does anything. So if there's people out there wondering why fans are not on board with this, why people are saying this shit sucks, what is so confusing? What are you not understanding? Most fans are using common sense and logic. We understand that these are band-aids. The product sucks creatively right now because of Hunter Hearst Helmsley. It always starts at the top. Not TKO, not Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He tells you, he puts the name and the credit at the end of every show. Not even Lee Fitting. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. The shows completely suck. So fans are not going to act like everything's hunky-dory, like it's a bed of roses, like WWE is producing epic television. Storylines that have us on the edge of our seat, larger-than-life characters, angles and moments happening that have our jaws drop. Nothing. Instead, non-stop title changes. Non-stop new champions. Because it's a quick fix. It's a Band-Aid. If we end the show with Pyro going off and a new champion, there's your headline. The show can suck. We don't have to put out anything. We don't have to spend an ounce of energy on these shows. If at the end we have a new champion and Pyro, that's the headline. That's the headline. These are Band-Aids. And no, I'm glad more and more fans are calling that BS out. These shows have nothing, no energy, no excitement, no pulse to them. And did you think that Sami Zayn winning a United States Championship was going to make BC praise this garbage? Nah! That wasn't going to happen. That is Smackdown 8/29/25. Your amplified review. Unit, until next time, and there will be that next time. 44 dive, that's a wrap. BC saying check you. Unit, salute.